What's up, guys? Mike the Cop, and actually in the room with me right now as I record this as Dave.
Hi.
He's a cop.
Hi.
And another cop.
Hi.
Affectionately called Officer Butthurt.
Yeah.
And we are here today to listen to the greatest poop story of all time. I'm calling it right now. You can disagree, but if you disagree, you better top it.
Oh, yeah.
You better top it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Listen in.
Yeah.
Listen closely. Love it. Or leave it. I don't care. Goodbye.
Move. You hear that? What? You hear that? Move. You hear that? What? You hear that? Move. You hear that? What? You hear that?
Tension is palpable right now.
Oh, my
I can't shrink any further.
It's been like this ever since I got here. It's hilarious.
This is just like so stressful because I get here and I'm like, oh crap, because he left out all this mail time crap on the table.
Oh, what a jerk.
And so I was like, okay, so I had to organize all of
It's
that.
all cosmetic shit, too, that he's bringing up right now.
But no,
To
it
move
gets
an
in the
empty
way.
box out of the room.
It gets in the way of everything. So I like have to move that around, and then I plug in the mic, and I'm like, okay, we're all good. And then he puts on the headphones. He's like, I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
And
I was
like,
there.
I'm stating a fact.
He was.
It's not me.
He was.
It's not
But
me
you
trying
are
to give
like-
you extra grief. I'm
You
just
are
saying,
like
like, I
this
can't
little-
hear myself.
you are like
This room's not
this
getting
little
any bigger.
brat that if something doesn't go the perfect
It's a little
way,
brat. My entire living.
not even true.
My
No,
entire.
I'm sorry, you don't make money off of this.
My
Dude,
entire-
I thought you don't make money off of this.
I wouldn't have this other any other thing
guess
besides
what?
this.
I can come back. You know?
It's like
We should be recording this now.
the
I
couple,
know.
the couple fighting.
Well, guess who set
You
all
over
of
for
this
you
up?
over for you over for dinner. I'm sorry about her. She does this every time.
Oh, my God. That's
Listen,
great.
I set all this up, and I'm sorry that it messed up. I was not intending for that to happen.
I understand that.
But then you're like,
Are we working?
We gotta get these. What are you doing to us, man? Why are you? And then when the audio is messed up afterwards, you're like, why didn't you do a test? I'm like, that's what I was doing now, but you just didn't want to take the time to do it. So
Oh, yeah.
Man.
You guys drove separately, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
They'll be calling each other on the way
Yeah.
fucking home. They'll be like, ah, I still fucking hate you.
Leave that fucking Dave, man.
What's happening right now?
I felt like he was just like, you see what he
Are you
did?
texting somebody?
He's
I'm texting Paul.
like this. Assholes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
no, I was just trying to think.
Are we recording yet?
Yeah, we are.
We are recording?
Yeah, we've
Even
been
better.
recording for 2 minutes.
Oh, we have?
You have tears.
I was crying, laughing, man. But we didn't record me saying how your top of your head looks like an uncircumcised wiener
Yeah, I think it was. I hope it was. Wait.
with the hat on.
No, just the hat with your face.
It made it worse.
Yeah.
The imprint on the hair is almost like a foreskin, really.
I need to get a haircut.
A woolly mammoth.
Hey, man.
You look, yeah.
No, you look good.
It's like a woolly mammoth got turned on in prehistoric times, and it's your head.
No, you do you, man.
You know what? I went for a run this morning and I was like, I don't feel like doing my hair, so I threw a hat on.
Wait, how many times is he
Mistakes
going to
were
bring
made.
up running this morning?
Yeah,
Oh, I fucking
he wants
ran
us to
again this
feel like
morning.
he's a.
I'm out here running.
Listen,
all the
dude, this
way.
was not the Boston Marathon that you ran. It was like 1.5 miles.
Hey,
I was out running.
I love running.
Clearly not that much.
It's like that 100-mile desert run he's talking about.
The Moab?
Yeah, the Moab.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I'm just out there trucking around.
238.1 miles.
F that.
Is this the one in Hawaii or
Utah.
Oh, Utah.
the worst.
Yeah, I think it
Hawaii's
might
got
go
something
into
like that goes up the volcano.
Dude, this a chick wins it. Yeah, I said chick.
You also said wins it.
Wins it.
If you were a male chauvinist, you'd be
said.
like, a chick.
I think she cheated.
Yeah, that's
Clearly.
it. Right. Obviously, they let her win.
How could they? Well, you have to be made of sticks to run 238 miles.
And steel. Sticks and steel.
Sheer will.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no, the whole, and for those of you that are going to watch this, I'm kind of hunched over because I'm on this extra mic.
Because he's got a back issue.
I got to slip the
He's
disc. Yeah, so you have to run.
People like that who have an actual back.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you
why
have
are
to
you making
run
fun of me, dude?
2.1 miles per hour average, because at 112 hours you're cut off, like you're out.
No matter what.
Yep. So you can rest, but you
you can't hide?
That pace is the minimum pace to stay qualified to even place.
You ever read The Long Walk?
No.
It was a Stephen King book. It was like that. It was just forced walking, and if you didn't make it,
I watched Forrest Gump.
it's kind of like that. But you get killed if you don't keep up. So
You know that
Really?
that actually happened in World War
Sounds
II,
extreme.
but whatever. Just saying that
The Long Walk did?
Well, no, I'm saying in general that there's been a great many people had to do long walks and didn't actually, a lot of people didn't survive long walks back in the day. Nowadays, it seems like we all survive our long walks. Back in the day,
Are you saying we're superior now?
I'm just saying we don't put
How
people
many
on
hours-
as long
how-
walks. Maybe
How many hours have you been
maybe-
awake, Dave?
I've been up since Tuesday.
yeah, he walked here.
Oh boy.
2.2 miles an hour average.
This is the part where the audio group is like, man, I love these guys, and this is the part where the video people are like, will
And
you
s-
get
yeah.
to the freaking point?
5:06.
I
That's
thought
when the
you-
podcast really starts.
I thought you titled this the greatest poop story ever. Fast forward to 9:24.
not
You
the,
want to see the story?
not the crappiest intro ever.
Ignore the first 8 minutes if you want your life back.
8 minutes and 32 seconds.
No, whatever.
I'm ready.
Well, so
What?
I don't know yet.
he doesn't know.
A walk?
He's delirious. He tried massaging my shoulders at a urinal.
I shut the lights off. What? No, what? What? Is this something I said?
Yeah, so try that.
Wasn't
with
awkward for me.
Try that with your friends, I guess. Massage their shoulders while they're taking a leak because they can't do anything about it, right?
They could do nothing about it.
It's not easy to shut off.
I
I
suppose you
always
could have
think
turned
about
around
that
on me.
when I'm in public and I'm like, what if somebody tried to like attack me from behind right now? Like, what would my response be? Like,
Arousal.
And
You couldn't
Based
be in a
on your
more,
hat?
You couldn't be in a more vulnerable position.
but that's why you have to watch Rick and Morty. That actually happens in the cartoon. Dude, it's
That's
hilarious.
a cartoon, not real life.
Yeah, no, it's
You've been-
real life.
You've been sleeping.
It's real life. What, how does he not know?
You know what Rick and Morty is?
I love Rick and Morty.
It's freaking great,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
Oh my god.
You haven't seen it?
No,
I
he's an
don't-
idiot.
No.
You gotta
face.
keep up, man.
Actually, there's a lot of memes about how dumb Rick and Morty fans are. Like,
Oh, there's a meme about it, so that's true.
Oh,
Oh,
so
no, I'm
there we
saying,
go.
like, there's, like,
There
this
we go.
whole- there's like
I
this
beg to
whole-
differ.
Just like the old healthcare memes with whatever European country. Oh, they have it all
Well,
better.
this is like
I made a gun control meme. I'm true. It must be true.
there's like a whole cult following against Rick and Morty, and there's a whole cult following for Rick and Morty.
Did you learn about this while you listen to a 3-minute podcast on your short run?
Yeah, and your short run, and your 600-meter run.
You listen
I
to
ran.
one podcast a month total because you only listen when you run. Gosh,
He listens to the Mike Rowe one, that 15-minute one that he puts out every.
still
every
it takes him like 3 weeks.
He's like, Dad, stop it.
Wait,
I like running.
My producer's son is
I have a son.
no, my producer son.
Oh,
You're
I thought you said
the
my
producer.
producer's son.
Slash
I was
son.
like,
No, slash son.
You gotta, or comma.
I'm like, I'm not a
Is it
father.
comma?
You're not a father yet that you know of.
The
Ooh,
nothing
you better
is-
not
no,
be.
I
You're
do
not spreading your seed
No, I do not.
indiscriminately.
Do not worry about that.
You're not dropping
Okay,
a
anyway,
hit of acid.
continue-
And
Little child
continue
support
the story,
going in.
Please.
the story is that you have been relatively whiny tonight.
It's okay. We all get a little. We all get. I don't.
We're here
but
for you. If
some
there's
people
something you need to
do.
get off your chest,
I was
man,
not looking forward.
we're not judging
I
you.
was not looking forward to having to do this for so long and try to figure out that whole light thing, and then you get here and like, we need to hurry up, we're running behind.
You had all day. You could have been here planning.
I was eating dinner, man.
Did-
What's
how
wrong
long does
with
it
you?
take to eat dinner?
You got to start living in the real world, man. People got to work.
I did work today. I edited 2 videos today.
You know what the thing is, Mike? Here's the deal. This is what it is. It goes the old saying, sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses. Sometimes you have to just enjoy the time you have with friends and family.
Who said you guys were my friends?
I love you.
Well, family.
I
You can't avoid that.
no, I disowned him.
We're getting along now. It's all better.
It's like, I hate you.
I'm not mad at all. I've been very stressed out.
I don't even know what that's like. That's
You
weird.
need to watch Oprah or the doctors
For
or
2
something.
hours, 2.5
Say
hours.
Oprah?
Or the doctor.
Or the doctor.
The
Okay.
moment, from the
pimple
moment
popper,
I
that'll,
left my house, I've been stressed out.
What's wrong with you?
Hey,
You should go running.
Hey, Rainy.
All right.
Wow, that
We gotta rein this.
That
We
was
got.
10 minutes long. I'm gonna have to.
Oh,
leave.
hey, rainy face.
We're gonna rein this in.
That'll be outtakes. Just restart.
No,
We can give people outtakes.
maybe.
Patreon.
We'll see how it goes.
This seems like an off-mic conversation. I mean,
Maybe.
I don't want to tell you guys how to run your podcast, but
But I'll be honest. I'm going to tell you how to run your freaking. This is ridiculous.
But you're a listener,
I'm a listener. Yes.
so your opinion's
Do you
valued.
enjoy
here.
the podcast?
I do a lot of driving, so that's what I do. I don't listen to radio, so I listen to a lot of podcasts, and this happens to be one of them. So
I didn't even pay him to say that.
Nice.
And he brought
Well,
whiskey.
he didn't say he liked it. He just said that he listens to it.
Well, that's
probably
fine. That's good
more,
enough.
more.
Well, I gotta take it one step
It's
at a
more
time.
than like kind of like be critical. He's like, mm-hmm, yep. He's taking notes. He's like,
I listen,
that
all
was
right."
horrible.
How does this sound on the mic compared to the?
They all sound the same.
They don't sound the
They're
same,
all the
turd.
same.
How much whiskey do you drink? Now we're fighting again.
No, I thought you meant.
I could just leave. It's fine.
I thought you meant on the different mics.
Oh, I'm trying.
Good lord. That was not. That was really.
A little underwhelming there.
Yeah.
That was on me. That's on me though.
Really, you really overhyped that
User
one.
error.
That's pretty typical there of you, Mike. A little underwhelming, but
It happens to everybody though, right?
right. Yeah, I mean,
I was just so excited.
oh my god, love it.
All right. I'm crying laughing again. Okay, so the man that you can only see his amazing T-shirt sitting across from us, we
Back right to it.
we will call. He's affectionately known as Officer Butthurt in the social media world, and only people probably who have really followed quote unquote Mike the Cop stuff from the beginning, when it was Periscope. I used to go live when we were like, you'd be writing a report, and I would go live on Periscope when that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's still a thing, but
Periscope's still around?
it is around. I don't.
Guys,
I don't ever go
I
in.
watched it today. You know why? Because it has. I know this sounds weird.
You watched what today?
Periscope.
What'd you watch?
Well, you get a lot of good news from there. So, like, if some huge thing happens in Florida, or like if in France, the last like a terrorist attack or something like that,
People
you just
go live?
right there. Yeah, people go live. As a matter of fact, I was on Periscope was it the South Carolina thing where that dude took that Challenger and ran over people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching that for about 25 minutes, and then 5 minutes later that happened. But the guy, his camera died. He's like, yeah, my camera's dying, and he was going both sides. I mean, the whole thing was a big mess. Like the whole thing, and it's funny because I say funny. Oh my god, that's not right. But it was funny. No, so as like you see the pictures of like some of the people in the air, I'm like, I recognize this person, that person, that person, that person.
Because you were watching on
Because I was watching it on Periscope. I watch it on the PBS channel for it is awesome because it has it's got a lot of government stuff, and so you can get a lot of good like the news. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I liked it when at first it seemed like, oh man, I'm watching some dude like parasail in Dubai. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm seeing different things, but then all of a sudden it was kind of like you'd hit the top ones and it was just some like dude doing a chick until it got like taken down or something.
The novelty wore off?
That is that is what you see a lot of now. But again, if you just stick to like what you can follow, like certain channels, you know what I mean. So like I only follow the PBS one, but a lot of the top ones. Yeah, you're right. They are. You're right. They are.
You know what? Now that
they are kind of changing.
Now that you mention it, I'm spending a lot of time on
Yeah.
Periscope. It's messed up.
Completely devolved to.
I'm not spending more time. I'm not spending more
It's
time
like
on Periscope. I'm
it's
just
a
spending more
2017
money.
AOL chat room.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not spending more time. I'm just spending more money. You know what I mean? So
I think AOL Messenger is gone, right? It's over.
I don't know.
I think it's done. I think it just ended.
really,
Like
took a
AOL
while.
isn't a thing in any form anymore.
Huh.
And that's not news. I could be
So all my
completely
CDs,
wrong.
I just throw those out now?
I've been saving them. Those are vintage.
Yeah,
They got to be worth something.
on eBay.
Someday.
I think Sterling Capital, Roslin Capital is they value AOL discs like silver. Anyway, so this guy would never wanted his face out there.
Which is why we have his neck, like cut off at the neck.
We originally were going to try to do a sheet with
I
a
haven't
shadow.
I haven't shaved for this, so
Wow.
Yeah, see that.
yeah.
I appreciate that.
You look
I got to
good.
work tomorrow, so
You look real good.
I don't want to.
So was it really for this?
60-40? We take a 60-40?
Yeah, I'll take what I can get. But you never wanted to be on camera.
No.
Is that a personal thing or is it a professional thing?
60-40. Yeah. I mean, I'll go with those numbers. I hate being on camera. It just has no interest in me whatsoever as I'm staring at this camera. But
That isn't big. I'm confirming. It's only got
Yeah.
a neck.
It is literally like.
I mean, even back in the Periscope days, I'm like just not mortified, but sort of unnerving.
For a while, people wanted to hear more of what you were doing than what
I really
anything
didn't
I
have
was doing.
anything interesting.
They
to
loved.
say.
They loved how butthurt
I
you
think
were
it was
about
just
the whole thing.
allure.
Yeah.
I think it was just the
mystery.
The mystery, yeah.
Yeah, Officer Butthurt was born, and you
Yeah.
know, so for Periscope fans, hey, he's still here.
Oh, I have your book. You still pimping that book?
Still pimping that crabby book you got there.
You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
a contributor. Yeah.
Yeah, a contributor, and yeah, it's still there. People can still get it if they want.
It's good. It's good. I just haven't heard from it. Heard about it in a while. So
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Jeez, I haven't been like promoting it really, pushing it, but it's out there. Some people find it. I think it's like $1.99 on Kindle or something like that.
yeah.
They
Just go
want
to Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. You can't make this stuff up. Help us buy more Knob Creek rye, straight rye whiskey. Nice scabbard. So we brought you here.
Dragged me, kicking and screaming.
You were invited cordially. I think there was probably an RSVP
There
on
was,
your
a lot
refrigerator.
there was a lot of hounding, a lot of text messages. I really had to avoid a lot of text messages.
That's the other thing.
Man,
you
I
won't
heard-
answer texts
Wife
unless
was
you
starting
like,
to get jealous.
You
I
have
heard
to-
someone knocking at my door. I'm like, I'm not answering this. I don't know who's there.
I would never knock on your door unannounced because I don't want to die.
Well, I just wouldn't answer it. So, yeah, I mean, you'd just be sitting out there.
I
You can knock all you want.
fully believe that.
Seeing I peek out of the blind.
Yeah.
No, he sends his cats to do that.
Yeah.
Hercules, tell Daddy what's outside. And
Daddy needs to know.
tell Daddy which rifle to get. Yeah, so, but you're here because you have this story, and every cop has a, what we, do you guys have Code Brown? Is that a thing? You see, what are you looking at like?
Unofficial.
It's not in the code books. Well, at the department I worked at with Officer Butthurt, you actually had a CB, a comfort break, is what
yeah.
it stood for. Like you could take a comfort break, and
Why can't you just call it a coffee break? Guys, come on. Seriously, is this where we're at now?
that was what was the system called it a comfort break, not me. So
You still call it you did just now.
it was more like you put yourself on a CB, and some people would just straight up put Code Brown, or they could put like locker room, and you knew everybody knew this person's taking a big old shit.
Yep.
This Code Brown. The question, I'm not going to incriminate myself if I've ever gone lights and sirens in order to not have an accident. I'm not going to answer that question.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I mean, this story might deceive you, but I don't.
And
think I
I'm
have.
telling you, I'm firsthand experience. He's got issues.
I get to work at my shift starts at 7 and
AM or PM?
7 a.m.
70% of those shifts have him running into the locker room and saying the words, "Oh, it's happening! It's happening!"
6:40. You could time it with if the sun were up. You could time it with
Yeah.
a sundial. I am running. I mean, it is a full on sprint. I'm dumping all my shit right as soon as I get into the roll call room. Dumping my backpack, and I beat feet right to stall one. I mean, everybody knows as soon as they come in.
They have
Butthurt's
the
here.
door open, ready for him to just sprint in there, ready to go.
It's like Stifler from American Pie. I bring this up just because I was just watching it, like where he's holding the door open for what's that guy's name, Finch, as he's really got to take a shit and he's sprinting into the bathroom. It's like that. But I'm not in the women's bathroom, so
Well, that being a given that you have issues lends itself to lead into this story. Now, my enjoyment tonight of this story is only going to come from the fact that I get to see Dave interact with it. And Dave, I encourage you to ask questions through the story.
oh, by all means.
I mean, feel free to, well, were you thinking this? Or had you considered this? I mean, just
Or were you thinking it all? Can I
just
Okay.
interact here. And
Sounds good.
I
Yeah,
have
'cause this-
I've
this is
heard the
first
story.
time- I have not heard the story.
No, Dave has
I
not.
know
I
nothing
have.
about it.
So my sheer pleasure is going to come from seeing Dave hear the story, and I love it. I think it's the greatest poop story of all
One
time.
of the greatest stories.
It is.
Just
It's
period.
epic.
Outside of
You
poop
guys
stories.
quit doing that. You
Yeah,
do that.
I'm building
and
it up.
You
Really
have no
building it
idea
up.
what that does to me. Does weird things to me.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm not going to get in your way. Tell it however you want.
I guess where do I begin? I mean, this the events occurred when it was last summer, and I think I was working day shift then. Now Dave. I know we just met, but I'm a very busy man, so like I only have a couple days off a month to where I get to sleep in, and I value that time. I savor that time.
Give that, yeah, thank you.
You just
I'm
take-
pouring yours.
Oh.
Like, good lord.
I was blocking the view.
So any opportunity I get to sleep in, I take full advantage. I turn my alarm off. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm sleeping as late as I can.
All right.
And
Makes sense.
I'm going to approach the day with that outlook. So the day comes around. It was a Friday, a garbage day. And my girlfriend at the time, I'm still present girlfriend.
I was like, wait a second.
My girlfriend, comma,
happened?
at the time. I mean, she's just in the other room here, but she wakes me up and she had to be at work at 8. So she wakes me up about 7:30 and is like, hey, you got to take out the fucking garbage. And I'm like,
Oh my God, is that my wife?
all I want to do,
What's her name? Tell me her name.
My wife wasn't home that day.
all I want to do is sleep in. And that's it. So I'm like, God damn it, I got to get up. I got to take the garbage out. And that involved, we have cats. I don't know if you picked up on that, the Hercules. We have 2 cats. So
Hercules and
Maya.
yeah.
Yeah. You could tell which one I named. And I love Maya.
Maya's a lovely name. Great.
Thank you. Thank you. So part of the process of taking out the garbage is scooping cat litter, making sure everything is, the litter's clean, and take the garbage out to the curb. So I grab the garbage bag out, and we have 2 cat litter boxes for our 2 cats. So I'm scooping the litter, and sure enough, the bag's starting to fill up. With the previous deposits from the cat. So I take it to our living room, and now I'm wearing gym shorts and a t-shirt. And by the door, we just got back from vacation, and I had flip-flops laying out. And I fucking hate wearing flip-flops. Like what are they, thongs?
Why do you have them?
It's for walking on the beach. Normally
Were you forced into this decision?
this was
these
a
bought
gift.
for you?
They were a gift.
Okay.
I would never go out of my way to buy flip-flops.
What are these, foot thongs? Am I
don't
trying to
even know
turn
what
someone
they're
on
called.
with my feet?
Thongs? Is that,
Well,
is that
everybody
the-
knows you don't wear flip-flops on the beach anyway. That's just hard
Well,
walking.
walking to the beach. Walking from the hotel to the beach. I would just go. I would
We're
just
gonna
wear
get-
don't?
I apologize. That's on me. I
No, but
apologize.
it's important. It's important. I
Okay.
hate wearing them, so I'm like, you know what? I'll slip them on real quick, walk the garbage out to the curb, come back in, go to sleep, go back to bed, and try and enjoy my day off.
When is this? You said it's the summertime.
Summertime,
Okay,
last summer,
sorry.
yeah, July, August.
Okay.
I don't know if maybe you remember.
I don't.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about it after the fact.
I think I waited all of 20 minutes before I was telling somebody the story. So I throw on my flip-flops and I got the garbage bag. Well, little did I know when I picked it up, I was stepping on the corner of the bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the bag rips and all the cat litter starts pouring out of this bag. So I look, I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do? So I open the door, excuse me. I run out. Now it's almost like the Looney Tunes cartoon where where they leave the trail of gunpowder. I'm doing that with cat litter.
Okay.
So I have this trail from my living room all the way down my sidewalk to the front of the house where I put the garbage. So I'm like, well, what the fuck am I going to do now? I'm like, all I just want to do is go back to sleep. So I'm like, I'll vacuum this up real quick, tie it up in a quick little bag, throw it at the curb. I'll be done with it. As I'm walking back in, I see these people. I live down the street from a school, and I see these people walking by, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what are they up to? I'm a very suspicious person. I like to keep to myself. I mean, as the camera can clearly show.
If there's a level of skepticism in the world, and that level is 10, I'd put you at a 12.
Yeah. I don't think I'm quite
An
hermit
easy
level.
12.
I don't think I'm quite hermit level. I mean, more like recluse. Working my way up. Give me 10 years, I'll be full-blown hermit. So, the point is...
You're going to be the guy like, I haven't heard from him in about 17 days. And then we're going to be knocking on your door, well-being check.
What do you want? I'd be like the old lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh. We'll talk off mic about it.
All right.
So I walk back in, and all these people are walking their kids to school. I'm like, I don't want them seeing in my house. I don't want them seeing my TV in the living room. Like, mind your own fucking business. Don't be peeping on my shit. Like,
Assuming that these children want to know these things.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
oh yeah,
they
they
have-
can't wait to case this place out. Yeah,
hindsight is
the
always
place with all the cat
20/20.
shit coming out of the front door.
That's the cat man.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
crazy
You
cat
don't even
man.
know that in your neighborhood the kids call you the cat man. They're not wanting to break
As long
in.
as they're not bothering me, that's fine. They call me whatever they want. So I run back inside. I start vacuuming up the cat litter like my plan was, and I bag it all up.
Wait, what are you vacuuming this thing with? You look like you have like a little dirt demon thing.
Yeah, yeah. The hand actions are like the little the thing that you used to buy in the 90s
Like
that
on
you
the
would
mower
charge.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
then-
The
yeah.
dust devil.
Yeah,
the Dust Devil.
The
And
battery
you
that
would-
lasts
Dirt
like
devil.
30
Yeah.
seconds.
And you would think you could clean your car, but you could never get inside the seats because it was too thick.
Well, the battery would just die before it could do it. Yeah, or you get
Yes.
that like goldfish cracker that it couldn't. It was too fat to suck up.
Yes.
Just a bunch of air flowing.
Yeah,
through
your
it.
hand motions are indicating that you were using a dust
Yeah.
devil.
So he was obviously.
I'm in this very cramped room, and it's
whatever, it's fine. You were using a dust devil. Whatever.
the point is I vacuumed it all.
Okay.
Right. So I tie it off in a bag, and I walk. As I'm walking out to my door, I have a storm door, and I have a the heavy door. I don't know what is that, the main door? I don't know what you call that.
Sure. Main door.
Main door.
Main heavy door.
Heavy door.
Heavy door. And I see this mom and her son walking on their way to school, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want these people know about this.
You just made you're a victim of your own
I'm
Mind.
I'm my own worst enemy. I don't want these people knowing my business. So,
Everyone takes out their garbage though.
right, but everyone doesn't need to know my business. That's my point. So I crack the main door and I close the storm door and I run this out to the curb. I throw it on the pile, not pile, but I throw it on the other garbage bag and I go to walk back inside. And I pull the storm door. I pulled too hard, and the suction caused, with a gap in between the two doors, caused the main door to lock. And I'm like, oh, well, no big deal. I heard it close. I'm like,
Wait, you said it caused it to lock. You mean it actually just caused
Well,
it
just
to close?
close.
But you're a crazy security man, and he had his freaking front door already ready to lock and bolt
Absolutely.
with a baseball bat and a shotgun on the inside.
I do have 2 spring guns set. But that's
He's
besides
like,
the
I
point.
may have a setup. Anywho,
Well, I got these new
Get
locks.
caught on a tripwire.
You know how, like, take your
Bungee
door
sticks.
over there, where when it's horizontal, the locking mechanism is horizontal. It's unlocked, but when it's vertical, it's locked. You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is backwards at my house. If it's vertical, it's locked. But I got one of those like safety doors where I guess it's a new standard or something where
Chevy
it's-
locksmithing.
It's always unlocked from the inside. I guess in the event of a fire, you can always do it. So I wasn't paying any attention. And like I said, when I walked out, I'm just thinking it's just going to be a quick trip. But the suction caused the door to close. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go back in. I left it unlocked for myself. And I twist the handle, and I go to push, and I'm like, locked out.
This is a problem.
This is a problem. So I don't know how you guys operate, but when I leave my house, I do like a quick pat down on myself, and I look for like, do I have my keys? Do I have my wallet? Do I got my knife? Is my gun with me? I do like the pat down myself. Is that a thing? Or is it
I'm
just me?
pretty forgetful. I've forgotten my gun a lot of times.
You forget your keys at this office.
I forget
all
my
the
keys
time.
a lot.
The pat down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I need to build it into the routine.
Dave.
I forget everything. I'm an idiot.
Well,
Not gonna lie.
So
I should do a pat down.
do the
Sherry has literally had to bring me my gun probably 4 or 5 times in
Yeah.
8 years.
I had it happen once.
I got to work and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a problem. And then you get comfortable enough to where I just took another guy's gun.
Oh yeah,
Just
no,
put it
that-
in my. I'm
actually,
like,
that just-
this will do for the day.
That literally just happened to me. The guy's like, "Hey, are you going home now?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I borrow?" And he does like that. I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, and I'm like,
He does
the
the motion.
whole belt."
The motion?
He's like, "Yeah, the whole belt till I can get mine." I'm like,
Yeah, the belt thing.
yes, you can. Sure, why
But
not?"
is it like the Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
move
that's
that
what he
he's
was
doing?
like.
Yeah.
Discount double
By
check.
the river. So,
Matt Foley.
sorry, go ahead. Anyway,
So I realize I'm locked out, and I'm wearing my gym shorts and my flip flops. So I'm doing this pat down on myself. I'm like, well, just
are you
like,
shirtless?
No, I have
I
a shirt.
imagine
on.
this?
I have
Wait,
a
what?
shirt on.
Okay,
Wait, I mean, I could take the shirt off, but
you better be careful because that's the only thing that the audience is going to see.
Yeah, that's it. Why did our views drop off? What minute are we at?
Well, there's a potential for it to
It's a
really
sharp-
increase.
a
So
sharp
you just let
decline,
us
or-
know.
It
I
could
don't
go
think
either
my-
way.
I don't think your viewers want to see, or listeners want to see my teeth.
I got nipples, fucker. Anyway.
So I'm doing a pat down on myself, and I realize I literally have nothing. No phone, no wallet, no keys, and I'm like,
So your pat down method really didn't help you here,
it didn't help me.
other than realizing you were.
Well, you have to
of luck.
remember, I'm still wiping the sleep out of my eyes from the previous night, and you know,
How did she say it again?
I don't remember what I said. Take out the fucking garbage.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That was it.
So I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? And I see my neighbors are out, and I don't talk to my neighbors. I don't know how you guys.
Of course you don't.
Based on everything we know up to this point in the story,
You didn't even have to say it.
Our viewers are not shocked at that statement.
I wanna
Our
make sure-
listeners are like, yeah, of course. He
I
doesn't
want to
talk
make sure
his
everyone's
neighbors.
tracking along with the story. I don't want to leave anything out. So
Right.
I don't talk to my neighbors. I've lived in my house for 9 years. I don't even know my neighbors' names.
Yes, you know
Yeah,
one.
I know one. A loving nickname. But and I see one of them's out, and I'm peeking at him from behind the bushes, and I'm like, what's he doing? And he's going to work. And I'm like, I could ask him to use a phone, and I could ask him to call my brother, who lives like 20 minutes away. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I don't know this guy, and we've never like been formally introduced, and I want to be like,
And I don't want to show him where my TV is.
I'm going to ask him to use his phone. Then he's going to want to barbecue.
Well, it's gonna
I'm
be-
going to hate his
to
kids.
share beers.
I just see this snowballing out of control to that.
Absolutely.
He's going to want me over in his pool. I don't want to do that.
He's going to buy me flip flops. I already don't like the pair I'm wearing right now.
I don't want my first impression of this guy 9 years later to be this dumbass locked himself out of his house.
And now he needs me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he holds all the power. And I don't want to.
I love your understanding of relationships. Like the
Holds all
it's like the kids' science project where they have to build molecules and stuff. Like you've got all these little pieces in place. Like it's great.
I lead a very interesting life, but so there's a lot of contemplating going on in my end, and it takes him the span of, like I said, 30 seconds for him to walk out of his house to get into his car, and I'm like, well, I could flag him down. No, he's gone. So I'm like, I'll go in my garage, I'll reconvene there, and I'll come up with some sort of plan. What the hell am I going to do? So I open my garage, and now, important part of the story later, my garage has no power. So I had it re-sided, blah, blah, blah. They cut the power to it. So I literally have the sliding door, and that's it. So it's basically pitch black in there.
Do you have power now?
No.
Still done.
No.
You know why? Because he's trying to go off grid right now. That's what he's doing.
like, you know what? This
he's
isn't so bad.
prepping.
This isn't so
He's
bad.
I get used to this.
Yeah. I'm halfway to hermit. But so I go in my garage and I'm looking around and like, man, I thought about putting a spare key in there, and it probably would have been a good idea. But I didn't, so moving on, what are we going to do? So I'm not kidding. I sat there for 30 minutes figuring out what I'm going to do. And my best plan was I'm going to take this flathead screwdriver and I'm going to pry open my coal chute that I had just caulked shut. And it's got like the house is built in like the 40s. So it's got this old latch that you can.
Like the milk chute, you said?
No, coal chute. So it's connected directly to the basement. It's
Oh,
this-
really?
It's this big
Okay.
trap.
Yep.
So I'm like, man, I'm going to pry this thing open. I'm like, I'm going to break into my own house. This is going to be great. So I start prying. I'm like, and I get the screwdriver in. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, it's not happening. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to break into my own house. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll break a window. Maybe I'll shoulder in the door. And so I try shouldering in the front door, and I'm like,
How hard did you try?
I didn't try that hard because
You didn't fully commit.
no, I didn't commit. Because I'm thinking, well, this is going to be an all-day fucking process. I'm like, I'm going to have to get a new door. I'm going to have to hang this door. I'm like, this is going to be a thing. And all I want to do is go back to sleep.
Because somehow shouldering the door was going to be better than just breaking a window
well,
and just taping that shit up like with a plastic bag if you had to. No, I'm going to shoulder the. I'm going to crush this door. I'm going to splinter this door and I'm going to take it off the hinges.
or the window, I could constantly hear the wind just. real big.
Every part about this whole thing bothered you. I get that. Yeah.
Just, my skin's crawling just thinking about it. And just the amount of phone calls I'm going to have to do, and the amount of work that I'm going to do for the damage I'm going to cause to my house. Like,
Plus, you already had a machine gun nest set up at the front door. It's easier to defend.
I feel like you're getting the wrong impression of me.
No, it's completely accurate. It's completely accurate.
I mean, it's here or there.
What's the password?
I got one of those sliding. You can just see
It's
my
like a 1930s speakeasy.
You can just see my eyes.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Gosh. All right.
So after I realized that breaking into my own house probably isn't my best option, I'm like, well, who can I go to? Like I said, my brother lives, it's like a 10-mile walk. I'm like, I could wait it out. My girlfriend's going to be home in like 8 hours.
And you deliberated a 10-mile walk too, I bet you.
For all about 5 seconds.
Well,
In flip-flops.
In flip-flops.
That's still about 4.5 seconds longer than I would have. I like
Maybe
that.
the producer, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Over the
BS.
course of 6 days.
I ran to CVS this morning. I did.
This is already the best podcast I've ever done.
I picked up a college ruled notebook for Leah.
You went to get a college-ruled notebook? What world do you live
I
in?
walked
not,
in there.
not even
It's
a
like-
moleskin.
It's like 9:40 in the morning.
Oh, crying.
And the people in CVS are looking at me like I'm crazy. Can I walk in?
You are. Look at yourself. We already told you what your head looks like. Now you're going to the CVS on a jog to get a college-ruled notebook.
You wear that penis hat too?
You're like the freaking Unabomber,
It
man.
looks like a muted Freddy Krueger in that shirt.
I wish you could see his shirt. That's so true.
I did get called Freddy Krueger.
Why do you wear it?
Oh, good for
I
you.
like this shirt, okay?
Oh, man.
Anyways, so I get into the CVS, and the people are looking at me like I'm crazy. I have my one ass.
Are you wearing that shirt?
No. I'm not.
You know, he's wearing his
Claws, too.
skin tight Under
Halloween
Armour.
costume. He had the Freddy Krueger
He's walking by scraping the window.
He didn't show up with that. He saw it when he went into the aisle and he was looking for the dollar stuff and he says, "Oh, look at these claws." And then he doesn't realize he has the shirt off. It's like this Seinfeld scene where he turns around and it looks like Freddy Krueger, but
Freaks
didn't mean
everybody
to.
out.
I had to run a mile back.
Oh my god.
I had to run a mile back to CVS with the college notebook in my hand.
Oh, God. All right, so you decided not to
I don't
run
even know where I
or
was.
walk.
I don't even know where I'm at in my story.
You're not walking to your brother's house.
I'm not walking. It's not happening. It's like a 12-mile walk, and I'm not doing that. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, well, I got one buddy's mom lives like a mile this way, and one buddy's mom lives a mile that way. I'm like, what I'll do, I'll go there, I'll knock on their door. Now, I haven't seen these people in years, so it's going to be kind of awkward explaining this. Knock on the door, call my brother, who, unsurprisingly, is very similar to me. If he doesn't recognize the number, he's not answering.
Right.
He doesn't have voicemail set up.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just said it in my voice.
That is full-fledged prepper right there. Good Lord. Oh, my
He
God.
does not.
Welcome
he avoids,
to Colorado.
It's a really easy way to avoid overtime at work, though. Because the bosses, I was there, and the bosses would call me like, "What is this machine message that I'm getting? What's Eric's number? I think it's wrong." I'm like, "No, that's his number." Huh?
Does he not want his name said?
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
fine.
my bad.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, Eric Butthurt.
So anyway, he's worse than I am. So I'm like, well, I can only call him on the off chance he's going to answer. He's going to be up. and he's going to be willing to drive down here to let me in my house.
A lot of variables.
There's a lot going on. I mean, the planets really need to align for this to work out. I'm like, or I could sit in the garage. I could, maybe I could clean it up a little bit. I could
Wait for my angry wife or girlfriend to show up.
Then I'm like, it's 8 hours. I'm like, it's already getting hot out. I'm like, it's going to be like 90 today. I mean, it was one of those. Last summer was real hot. I'm like, I know it's going to be hot. I don't have any water. I have no way of getting water. I mean, I guess I could drink out of my.
He's got
spigot.
a well.
Spigot.
He's got a pump well.
Yeah, it's occupied by a dog and a female.
Rubs the lotion on his skin.
So I decide I'm going to walk to the house to. It doesn't matter which way, but I'm going to walk to. I pick a house and I'm like, I'm committed. I'm going to walk.
Can I ask you what reason did you choose one house over the other?
I think it comes down to longevity. Like I've known this friend's mom for 25 years versus.
Get it.
I mean the same amount of time, but this side was a lot closer.
Yeah, get it totally.
And I said, well, she doesn't work, so I feel like there's a greater chance somebody's going to be home versus this one. So I start walking, and now keep in mind I'm wearing. Oh, before I go, I'm like, you know what? Pat down. I don't even have a weapon on me. I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I start looking around the garage.
Sorry, you don't have your ID either.
I have nothing. I literally have nothing. I have my gym shorts, my flip flops, and a t-shirt on. So I'm looking around the garage. I'm like, well, I need a force multiplier here.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the story's just devolving quickly. So I'm looking around the garage, and the only thing I have in there, I have no knife. Normally I carry a knife and a gun on me. The only thing I have is a screwdriver. And I'm like...
Do you choose Phillips or Flathead?
Well, I did one of these, which has a sharp
so you know point. It's a flathead.
No, in this case it was a Phillips.
Really?
This one was really worn down and nice.
It was all silver. The rest of it was black.
Been 70s.
It's about this long, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna throw it in my pocket, and now I live in a relatively quiet neighborhood. I don't want to say what it is, but I mean, we could talk about it off air. But it's very quiet. Nothing goes on.
If you're walking around in sweatpants and flip flops with a screwdriver in your hand, the cops are going to get called.
I call it Mayberry. I guess it'd be. So I have this screwdriver in my pocket. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start my journey. You know.
A journey.
Mm-hmm. It's like the Hobbit.
It's a mile.
Yeah.
Throws his knapsack over his shoulder.
So Officer Baggins starts walking.
Got big old furry feet, just flopping on the sidewalk with his little.
You all right, dude?
Thong.
I'm just trying to take a drink, man, and just throw out Officer Baggins on me. Snot everywhere, man. Whiskey. Oh, my goodness. All right.
We need to have the reoccurring character, Officer Baggins.
That would be great.
We're talking about Second Supper.
Oh, Levensies. Oh, my goodness. All right.
So I start walking, and I finally get there. It's like a 15-minute walk. And I knock on the door. And I'm like, man, there's no car in the driveway. Is she going to be home? I'm like, this could turn out really badly because now I'm going to have a half-hour walk the other way. So I knock on the door, and 5 minutes later, she opens the door, and she looks at me. And I was like, this quizzical look. Like, I don't know who you are. Like, I recognize you, but I don't know who you are. And she's like, Butthurt, is that you? Like, she doesn't say Butthurt.
She was a Periscope fan.
So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I locked myself in my house. Can I use your phone? She's like, oh, come in. So I get inside her house, and I'm like, I just need to use your phone, call my brother, get a key. I'll be out of your hair. I really apologize for the intrusion. Like I said, I've known this woman for 25 years. I mean, we go back a long way, and me and her son are still really close friends. So I use her phone. I call my brother, and thankfully he answers. He's like, hello? I'm like, hey, man, I need a huge favor. He's like, what the fuck? I locked myself out of my house. He's like, come on, man. He's like, I just went to bed. I don't know what he was doing. I didn't ask. Don't ask. Like, hey, man, I need you.
There's another story where your brother got called out, dispatched in the middle of the night to an interesting event.
Oh, yes. Is that Mahoney?
No, this was blood involved blood in 7-Eleven. And,
Yep.
Yeah,
Can
man.
we tell that
Maybe
story
another
too?
story. Yeah.
No, I think I think you're gonna have to come back. But anyway, let's.
I want to hear it. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, there's good stuff.
So it's like, I'm like, hey man, I need you. I'm like if I need to hide a body, this is the person I call.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, God damn it, man. He's like, all right, I'm on the way. So I'm sitting in her air conditioned house, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And she's got Turner Classic Movies on. She's like, oh, come on, grab a seat. We'll watch some movies. So I'm like, all right. So now it's getting kind of awkward because now like time has gone by. I'm like, I'm looking at my
He's like,
non-existent.
yeah, I'm here to clean your pool.
Hi, Mrs. Thompson.
I'm like, I'm trying to look at my non-existent watch.
sweaty this morning.
Wow, did you work out? You're wearing sweatpants.
So I'm just staring at my tan line on my wrist here, and I'm like, man, I really got to get going. It had been about 20 minutes. I'm like, I really don't want to keep my brother waiting because like he's already doing me a huge favor.
So he's going to meet you at your house, not the
Right?
house.
He's gonna meet
Okay.
me at my house.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, that probably would have been a better
Yeah.
option.
Now.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense.
Just
does.
just spitballing. That's all. Too bad we didn't know each other earlier.
Could have finished the Turner
I coulda
Classic
helped
movie
you.
and got a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I better get going. He's gonna be on his way. He'll probably be there by the time I get there. And so I start walking, and she lives. I think it's 2 houses from the corner. You really recovered, man. Just needed
Yeah, that
that.
was-
You
yeah,
needed
you're
that
right.
refractory period, you know.
Not bad.
A little cooling down. Got to rebuild.
So I get to the corner, which is like I said, it's about 2 houses away, and I feel it in my stomach, and I'm like, oh, I got to take a shit. And I don't know about you guys, but when it hits me, it is like, it's on. Like I got to go now.
No, I don't have the same.
There was no
I don't
build
have
up.
the same issues, but
It is just straight. It doesn't ramp up from 0 to 10. It is just, it's 10, and it's now. Like, I got to go. So I do this thing where I look back at her house, and I'm like, do I go back to her house, knock on the door, and say, I got to take a shit, and I'm going to blow out your only bathroom in this house, which is a 1-story house. Am I going to blow out your bathroom, lady that I've known 25 years, who kindly let me into her house? I'm like, I can't do that to her. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep walking. Maybe it'll go into remission.
I love that.
Like, it's somehow hit his 5-year cancerversary. He's celebrating with.
Oh, he's got a medallion.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll get to my house. My brother will be there. It'll be the perfect timing. He's probably already waiting for me. Perfect. So I start walking, and it starts going away, the feeling. And I get, it's about a 6-block walk, and I get about another block in, and then it hits me again. And when it hits me, it's when round 2 comes, it's about twice as bad as round 1. So I'm like, oh my God, I really have to shit. Like this is, and it's not going to be solid. I know it's going to be a mess. It's gonna, we're going to need the cleanup crew. We're going to need aftermath of this.
It's like an infant after Indian food.
Yeah. So I start walking, and again, I'm doing this thing where it's going back and forth. Like, I got to go, I don't got to go. Well, it hits me so bad where I'm walking, and like, I'm sweating now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, this is happening now. And I'm looking around.
This is happening now.
It's happening.
I'm looking around, and I'm like, well, that fence is open back there. Like,
Now we're contemplating
Yeah.
trespassing.
I'm like, am I really going to walk into somebody's backyard that I don't even know and take a shit behind their shed?
Keeping in mind what he's wearing, and he's got a screwdriver.
Exactly.
in
Well, that's just it. That's just
Oh
it.
my
And
God.
now sweatpants and a screwdriver
Oh my.
looking for backyards to utilize for this event.
For nefarious activity. So I'm thinking the whole time, man, if the cops show up, yeah, this guy says he's a cop. He's got a screwdriver. He's wearing flip-flops.
No way to
no
prove
ID. I mean, I'm getting committed.
Yeah.
I'm on
Oh,
a
yeah.
72-hour hold, and
Oh, yeah.
and I'm doing the
Yeah,
whole.
and they're gonna
nine yards.
they have to hazmat
you
the
s-
back
And you
seat.
still
yeah.
probably didn't get all the garbage out. Which is what she's going to care about.
So I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm like, I'm like, I will shit my pants before I make the decision to defecate in somebody's backyard. So I start running. And I'm like, full on sprint. I mean, I probably look like you, producer this month.
with a notebook in his hand. So let me ask you that. Okay, so as you start running, is it on or is it like is it the clench and like sweaty like the waddly like weird or is it or is it? 'Cause let's be honest, that's how it is. If it when when the rubber meets the road. So or is it like okay, it's past, time to move?
It's more like that. But
Okay.
then as I'm running, I can feel it. I'm like, I know if I keep up
This is
this,
just getting better.
if I keep up this pace, every step I take, I'm just gonna keep shitting.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
happening. But as I'm running, now you got to keep in mind, I'm wearing those
Would
flip
you just
flops.
keep going, or would you fall over and just give up?
Just like a Peter Griffin just. Well, I'm wearing these flip flops and I can't run in them. I can't walk in them. I don't know what purpose they serve.
Are you ready to ditch them at this point, or you just because there has to be like this contemplation of what do I drop at this point, A or B?
I would, but the flip flops were a gift, and I know I never hear the fucking end of it. You lost my fucking flip flops.
The amount, the sheer amount of like Rolodexing that happens in your mind.
I know.
Is it's just amazing to me.
There's a
Like,
lot of scheming.
There's these layers
Yeah.
of priorities,
Yeah.
and it's like if the failsafe is tripped, then it goes to another set of,
It's
of
almost
variables.
Like, it's almost like a flow chart, really.
I was going to say, tell me this, because this is the first time I'm hearing this. You guys have heard this story. I guarantee that it's different now because I'm asking different questions and more things are coming out.
It's definitely been shaded in differently.
And
for
so
sure.
I guarantee if a whole nother person, we called him in tomorrow with a whole nother person to interview him, this story would keep getting better.
I mean, Dave, you're almost making me look like I'm crazy or something. I don't like it.
I'm not going to say or
Did
do
this ever even
anything.
happen?
Wait, you just keep telling the story and we'll figure this out.
So as I'm running, now keep in mind the flip flops, and I can't run in them. I can't walk in them. Again, they serve no purpose as I see Mike's wearing them now.
Of course.
I have a reason.
Figures.
I have a reason, an explanation for that.
But they slap the bottom of your
oh,
feet.
yeah.
It's
They're
just,
terrible,
It's a
but
weird. It's a weird motion you got to walk. It's not natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, every single summer, I make a commitment to myself not to put flip-flops on.
And you do it every
I know
time.
I'll get lazy.
You'll
and
do
I'll
it
start
every
putting
time.
them on, and I'm just going to regret it. when
You
I
stop
wear
showering
Yep.
for like 6 days.
And that's how it is.
You start wearing Nike hats that are just
Next
Almost
thing you know, people think you're Freddy
almost,
Krueger in a CVS.
almost like a Durex or something.
Yeah.
I guess I should just walk out of the room.
No, I mean you're doing great.
I'm just going to, like, tilt the camera.
The whole time it's just watching.
His agent is going to be contacting us. I said no face.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
So flip-flops.
So the flip flops, as I'm running, I'm not experienced in running with them. One goes flying off. The left one goes flying off my foot. The screwdriver falls out of my pocket. It goes flying. And now, like you talked about, it's like,
It's on.
it's on. But now I'm like, I can't leave a man behind. I can't leave this flip flop behind. I can't leave the screwdriver behind.
It was a gift.
It'll be written on my tombstone.
Here lies Officer Butthurt. His flip-flops are laid elegantly along the tombstone. It was a gift.
Every year your girlfriend just puts
pair of
gently
flip-flops.
places a new pair of old Navy flip-flops. They were only $3.
Oh, man. So you look like an absolute nut job out there.
I feel like one too. I mean, it's. So I gather my composure, and again,
Around what time is this at now?
this is probably
9 now?
probably 9:30 in the
Okay.
morning. So I mean, it's still early for me. I'm not really a morning
For
person.
you, but
I'm a,
not the rest of the world.
right. I'm a morning person by necessity, not
Okay.
by choice. And again, my one day off. I'm so fucking excited about this.
Oh, that's over.
And we all are now, too.
So I grab my screwdriver. I grab my flip flops. I finally get back to my block, and I'm like, okay, man, I just got like.
Are you only wearing one flip-flop right
No,
now?
I got both on.
Okay, you put it...
I slipped it back out,
Okay.
but the bottom of my foot is it's dirty because I'd taken a couple steps on the concrete. So now I'm like, man, I'm gonna need a shower. Like this is turning into a thing. Like,
I told you, it just gets deeper. The web. I love it.
so now I'm counting down houses. How many?
A web he wove himself and is now tangled in.
absolutely.
What is that? Bullet?
Yes. It's good stuff, too. Yeah.
I just went to the distillery. couple weeks
Well,
ago.
Mr. Fancy
I mean,
Pants.
not to toot my own horn, but
You didn't run there, but
Yeah, definitely didn't run in flip flops.
I took an Uber.
even
Smart
better.
man.
Anybody?
I'm good for now.
I'm good for now. Because I haven't slept since Tuesday. Normally I'd be drinking this whole thing out of the bottle, but
So now I'm counting down houses, and I'm like, okay. And I don't know about you guys, but and I'm sure your listeners or viewers or whatever they are. Is it
Either way.
listeners, viewers?
Whatever they
Both.
are.
There's both of them.
It goes
probably.
both.
Yeah.
I'm used to listeners.
You're a
so
listener.
I have a listener. So
we have 67 different titles for our...
the closer you get to your house, the worse you have to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a horse at the end of the race, right?
It's
getting
almost like
close to home.
it's almost like embedded in everyone's DNA. Right?
But the more you want it, the more you want it.
That's true. And I'm like, all I can think about is how glorious my toilet's going to be,
Yeah.
and what a disservice I'm about to do to it.
Yeah. right. You're gonna
Foul things are about
Yes,
to occur.
committing sin in
You're-
my bathroom.
you're ready to replace it that day if you have to.
It's
fine.
a self exorcism coming.
Yeah. Like, so I finally get to my house as I'm doing this intermittent running, walking, and I see, well, fuck, my brother's not here, and what am I gonna do? So
That's rough.
and now
That's some
That's
bad
rough.
news.
it's to the point where like it's now or never. Like it's coming. It's coming whether you want it to or not. Like you put up a good fight.
Yeah.
But these walls are coming down.
Yeah.
You know. So
We've been vanquished. Retreat! Save yourselves. It's too late for me.
like they're
The
just,
Titanic
just ramming the drawbridge, man.
Save the Shire.
That's it.
So I run into my garage, and keep in mind, I have no power in my garage. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm like, this is happening now. So I rip open the garage door, and I'm looking around. I'm like, what am I? I'm like, I'm going to shit my pants. So, like, time is of the essence at this point. Like, I look, I see this, I have, like, this tool drawer. It's like this plastic containers. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, this one's taking one for the team. So I ripped the tool drawer out of its thing. Now it's probably about a foot deep, like a foot and a half wide. I rip it out of the thing. I throw the tools on the floor. I set it down. And I'm like, I know I got cat litter around here somewhere. And I'm like, just in case I spill oil. I'm like, I know I have some laying around here.
Well, keep in mind, this poor container was literally just told, hey, Ed, I have the best job. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
So I grab and well, I didn't want my garage door all the way open because again, I don't want my neighbors not just seeing what I'm up to, but
If you thought worrying about the flip flops was a problem for your neighbor,
Oh, yeah.
wait till he sees this.
right, the TV, hey, I mean you could
Some
so
machine gun nest in the front. Got all kinds of problems.
I got the door cracked about like a foot and a half, just enough to see my shins and just enough to get just enough light in there to know what I'm doing and where I'm going to hit my target when the time comes. So I grab what I thought was a cat litter and I start pouring. I'm like, well, this doesn't feel right. And I realize I'm pouring charcoal bricks.
The briquettes?
The briquettes. I'm like, yeah, this is. I'm doing such a disservice to Kingsford at this point.
What else could
So
go wrong?
I grab it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. And I throw it. I throw it on the other side, and I find the actual cat litter. I start pouring. And I'm like, you know what? This is happening. So I finally rip my pants off, my gym shorts, undies, and I just squat. And it is like molten lava at this point. I mean, it is just straight liquid. So, and then all of a sudden, now I'm in an enclosed space with very limited ventilation, and I realize, man, this fucking smells. This is so
Putrid.
foul. It's just foul. Just some repugnant shit. So, I mean, what do you do? Well, I look, I'm like, well, this is cat litter. So I take my 2 fingers, I don't know if you can get this on the camera, and I find a clean spot of cat litter, and I'm just covered it up, just...
Like somehow he is a cat, where they just kind of paw it over.
He's become one with Hercules and Gaia. It's just...
So I cover it up. I open the garage door, and I'm like, man, I got to throw this out. I'm like, this. I mean, there's no coming back from this. I mean,
it's done.
The tools, they're staying where they're at. I'm gonna have to figure out a new toolbox, a new tool drawer. I'm
Rest
like,
in peace.
You know,
Done.
ashes to ashes.
Exactly. Yep.
So I box it. I throw it in a garbage bag. I tie it off, and then in comes my brother, and he's like, "What the fuck, man?" And I'm like, "Listen, motherfucker, you don't know the fucking day I've had."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Just open up. I don't have toilet paper. I need to wipe my ass." And I'm like, "It's a fucking nasty one." I'm like, "I'll tell you all about it, but just get me in my house so I can wipe my ass." I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm clenching my cheeks. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Man, this is." So he finally lets me in the house, and normally, if I have like a short story or any sort of disgusting story, I like to wait a couple. You know, I like to sit there for about a week and let it stew. And like, do I really want to tell people a story? And I realized with this one, I'm like, this is too good to go. And the very next day, I'm back at work and I'm in roll call, and I'm like, you guys gotta fucking do this. I mean, you guys are not gonna fucking believe my day. So, what started out with cat litter ended up with cat litter. And
Bookends, amazing.
yeah,
bookends.
it really bookends. And
Oh,
and I
man.
mean, my day was never the same. I never went back to sleep, and I haven't lived it down since. So
Well played. Well played.
So I know we built it up, but I think it's justified.
No, it's fantastic
It's
though.
it's completely justified. There's times where
Because it's
you build up a restaurant, you build up a thing,
I hate the overhype. Yeah,
and then you overhype it.
and I'm worried this story was it.
It is not overhyped. I believed in this story, and I believe in it now.
We actually tried recording this
We
months ago.
did try to record
Yeah.
it a long time ago, like shortly after it happened,
Yeah.
and with like a little that H1 recorder or whatever, and
Because that's the thing, though. It's the build-up. It's not literal build-up, but it's not just the story. It's not because you could finish.
It's not
that
just the raw
in-
facts.
Yeah, you could finish
It's not
that in
the bullet
5
points.
seconds.
Right.
It's
I
everything
shit in the
that
litter
comes
box.
together.
This one time,
right.
this one time I took a dump in a litter
Yeah.
box in my garage.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool
And
story,
Very,
bro.
like,
and
then you're
most-
just like, man, that's kind of weird, but all right.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
I mean,
Most people are like, all right, well, who hasn't, right?
No, but this is akin to a Lord of the Rings epic.
Oh yeah,
adventure.
Journey. Yeah.
There's really truly a narrative to this thing.
Yeah, that was
There's a climax. There's an antagonist.
my neighbor or the lady walking down the street. I'm trying to.
No,
I'm trying
I
to figure
think
that
the
out.
bowels are the
Yeah.
are the antagonist.
Oh
in this
yeah.
case. So I don't
You
know.
had minor characters. You had,
I still stand by 100% that this is the greatest poop story of all time. I can't top it.
I don't want to. I hope I don't achieve that title, but I'm not going to turn it down.
No, I
I've already
get
gone
it.
public with it, and as your listeners and viewers at home can see, this is why I don't want my face plastered everywhere.
Well, the crazy thing is, if it can be topped, someone's going to post it in the comments.
Oh, I would love to read the comments.
Yeah, but it's not going to have the same effect. So, guys, if you
I don't know,
gonna-
man. If you
ladies
read, like,
and
the-
gents, if
the-
you're going to bring it, you got to
the
bring it.
the sugar-free gummy bear reviews on Amazon were pretty epic,
those
right?
like Haribo. Or,
Yeah,
is
if
that what it is?
if someone has a poop story that
Yeah.
is on this level, I mean, we want to hear it.
We might even bring you in for
We'll
it.
bring you in. We'll Skype you in.
Yeah,
For sure.
and we might even have somebody to cross on that cross-examination. He's like, "Oh, really? Well, did you do this? Huh? Well, were you thinking this? Because I was."
And we've alluded to 3 other stories that exist that are good. And I didn't even mention the bear story, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
It's not as long,
No, it's not as long.
but it's
There's a lot of stories. I mean,
fantastic.
I guess I'd have to see how this plays out, and if your listeners, if your viewers,
I'm calling it now. This is going to be the most listened to podcast episode ultimately that we have in the first 10.
I mean, that's a bold statement.
People are going to
It
take.
is a bold
People
statement.
are
I
going
like
to take
it.
to this one.
I hope so. I mean,
gonna
I might be
I hope
replaced.
You're out.
It was a good run.
7 episodes. Put it up top. All right.
Actually, it wasn't even that great of a run. Anyway,
It's pretty short, actually.
anyway,
It's
I'm out of here.
kind of lame, really.
kind of like you ran to CVS or something.
It's not as lame as that story.
Yeah, that's pretty lame. We actually juxtaposed an amazing story next to a relatively, inane one.
Book it. It's all about
Yeah,
the book.
It's all about the bookends. It's all about comparing and contrasting here. All right. Well, how long have we been going, dude?
An hour and 3 minutes.
That's good
Wow,
enough.
Not too bad.
That's good,
Not too
yeah.
bad. That's a good distance. We'll figure out what we can cut for the extras, and whittle this down. I want to see this turn into a cartoon. 100%, dude.
Yeah.
I need a cartoon around
yeah,
this.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
We need the dead body story that you had.
Yeah,
Dude, if you haven't listened to the dead body story, you gotta listen.
I gotta say, I was laughing out loud. I don't laugh out loud at a lot of shit, but like I can actually say I was LOLing, or
Dude,
lolling,
Almost
can
20
just-
years
you can
later,
be
it's
there.
still like it was
I mean,
yesterday.
that story was so fucking unnerving, man.
The whitey tighties with the chicken.
Oh my god.
My favorite part is I'm like,
Yeah.
no one ever knew what happened to him this day? Nope. Nope.
When I look back at that, because when you watch back, when you said that, I was like, nope, that was real. That is a real face of horror that 20 years later,
No one ever followed up. Probably killed the dude. No one knows where he went.
Right.
I don't, somebody messed with the Ouija board. Maybe he wasn't even real.
I was gonna say
Nobody
maybe he's
knows.
not even real. I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
Could have just been you freaking out. I don't know.
Real to me.
Craziness. That's the greatest poop story of all time. I don't know. We've been going for a while. Thanks for listening. And I don't know where we're going to clip this, what's going to happen. If you hear this, go to patreon.com/Mike the Cop. It's $1 a month. That's
Bam.
it. $1 a month. And you get the whole thing on video, plus extras. This little 2-minute thing where we were making fun of our producer at the beginning and his genitalia-shaped face and head.
He's like, that is not fair.
We're going to put that in his
that's
an extra.
That's 50% you. If my math's right.
My DNA. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. We might reconsider that. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it's
we-
funny because you're like, it's $1 a month. I'm like, that's like, that does way better than trying to feed starving children.
Yeah.
Right? That price of coffee
They
a
don't
day.
make- they don't make you laugh.
Cup of coffee a day. Forget that. Let's go to
Right
let's go
here.
to Mike's house.
Right here.
That's it.
1 coffee a month is all you have to give up. 1/3 of a coffee. That's it.
Well, nowadays.
Yeah.
Awkward.
If you go to Starbucks.
Yeah, like $12.
Unless you're a cop and you get it for free. Haters. All right, that's it. Later.